Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Great Plains Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. We're glad you joined us today for this session. This is session A3, so if you're checking your scorecard, you know you're in the right place. If you have a question as our presenters share their information today, or even before they start sharing their information, please use the Q&A function at the bottom of your screen. You can type those questions at any time. As this is a webinar, you do not have chat access to our presenters, nor can we see you or hear you. So know that you have some anonymity today. If you do want to sign up for more sessions, there are a few more today. We are also hosting another college fair in April. So you can see who you need to today, but certainly know that there are more options down the road. And if you want to review this presentation at any point, you can go right back to the website at which you registered for this session and review it there. So now that my housekeeping is over, let's get to the real meat and potatoes of the presentation. As this is a 6x6, each one of my 6 colleges will have 6 minutes to present today, and our first presenter is from Full Sail University.
Excellent, thank you, and hello everybody. My name is Jason Fry. I'm a representative from Full Sail University, so I'm going to get started here and open this up. So Full Sail University is a college just outside of Orlando, Florida. We are in Winter Park. We focus on teaching things involved with entertainment, media, arts, and technology. So our primary focus are going to be things like filmmaking, video game design, music production, IT, computer animation, everything like that. That's what we're going to be focusing on. And we've been doing this for a little while. We were established back in 1979. A few things that are going to set our degrees apart and kind of a few different focus points for our curriculum. Our degrees are going to be very fast-paced and focused on what we are teaching. They're going to be focused on the area of study. So our degree programs take roughly half the time of a traditional degree. So bachelor's degrees, instead of taking 4 years, they're going to be completed for our campus students in 20 months. This is because these are very accelerated programs. Our students are on campus anywhere from 32 to 40 hours per week. This does mean that every one of our classes only lasts 1 month, which offers a lot of availability and flexibility for students just starting their classes with us. We have 12 start dates a year that are available to incoming students. Much of the work that our students do is going to be based in project-based work. So rather than having a large portion of focus focused on tests or exams or things of that nature, it is going to be a lot of creative work and creating things for grades. And the big benefit to what we do, since we are teaching for several industries that are focused a lot on technology, we have this technology bundle that is going to include a lot of industry standard gear for our students that they purchase from us. It's called Project Launchbox. This is going to be different for every degree program that we offer. It's all of the hardware and software the industry would expect you to have going into one of these careers. That's what our students are bringing with them to class every day. So that's a little bit regarding the curriculum itself. Regarding our community, we do have a fair amount of student life. I know that's weird to say since I just mentioned that our students are on campus 32 to 40 hours a week, but we do still have time set aside for students to engage in student life, work with other students. That, of course, can come in a variety of different ways, including with student clubs. This is kind of a short list of some of our more popular student clubs that we have on campus. A good break between some academic-focused clubs and some clubs that are less academic, more kind of relaxing, unwinding between classes. Students are encouraged to start their own clubs, work with other students to begin their own clubs. They just need to work with their advisors to make sure that they have all their paperwork and everything in order to do that. One of these clubs that you see here, Armada Esports, has actually become our only collegiate sports team. We have an esports team, Full Sail Armada, and they play in the Fortress, which is our on-campus esports arena. This is the largest esports arena on a college campus in the United States in Winter Park, Florida. So if you take away nothing else today, there's a little fun fact for you. The largest esports arena on a college campus in the US is in Winter Park. Now, with what we are teaching, there is, as I mentioned, a lot of focus on getting students ready for the industry. It's why we use the software and hardware that we use. We have the technology bundle. And this does have a lot of focus with other areas of campus, including a department we have called career development. Career development's a whole team on campus that is there entirely to help our students get ready for the working world. with things like teaching soft skills, as well as this is the team that would assist students in finding potential employment outside of Full Sail. So we have over 60 advisors part of this department. This is also a lifelong department that students can and graduates can access whenever they need assistance with this. And part of what we do to ensure that our graduates are staying relevant in the industry, all of our degrees are considered lifelong resources, which means that our graduates can come back and they can audit any classes from the current version of the degree that they earned for no additional cost for the rest of their life. So it's a good way to stay on top of industry news, whatever the industry standard equipment's going to be, we're going to make sure that we are offering and teaching the industry standard level stuff. And this is why we do have a fair number of graduates out there working in a variety of different fields, some even getting credited on some different awards by the critics. So you can see some of the most recent award ceremonies. The Grammys haven't happened yet this year, but we do know how many graduates we have credited on Grammy nominated projects. So you can see all that right on the screen there. With all of this, of course, we don't have a ton of time for me to go too much into detail. So we'll get right to the end of it here. How are you going to get started? What are some of the next best steps? If this is the kind of thing that you're looking for, if you are looking to get more information on any of this, I am going to be posting some links into the chat for you. So you'll have links to a few different things, including scholarship information. We keep a scholarship guide right on our website, fullsail.edu. You scroll to the bottom of the page, it'll be listed there. Or as I mentioned, I'll put a direct link into the chat. I also recommend that you take a tour. We are offering tours virtually, of course, right now. The most in-depth one that we offer is called the Behind the Scenes Tour. You can see the next 3 dates for this. This is not just a tour of our campus. It's also going to almost be a tour of our degree programs. So you would let us know what degree program you may be most interested in, and we would put you in a group of students that are going to focus more on that part of campus throughout the virtual tour. But for anybody who may be looking to get additional information, the best way to request that is either going to be to scan that QR code that you see on the screen there, or go to that URL that you have there, fsoutreach.com/fs5. Both of those let the people who send that info out know that you've been through this college fair, through this 6-minute college fair, so you already have a general understanding of what we do. Otherwise, feel free to follow us on anything, and I will throw those links right into the chat. But otherwise, I hope you have a good one.
Thanks so much, Jason. Our next presenter is from Loyola University, Chicago.
Hi, thank you, Julie. Let me just share my screen here with you all. My name is Sarah Lang, and I am a counselor at Loyola University, Chicago. And I'm coming to you from a very snowy, chilly day here in Chicago, hoping it's a little warmer wherever you all are. But I will just give you kind of a quick rundown since we only have a few minutes here. But we are obviously located in the city of Chicago, right up along the north side. Chicago is located on obviously the Great Lake, Michigan. And we, as you can see, are right along the shoreline there, kind of tucked up on the northern side of the city, out of the main hustle and bustle of the area. We are a Catholic Jesuit institution. So if you don't know what that means, essentially, the Jesuits were the largest order of Catholic priests founded way back in the 1500s, kind of with this idea to provide an education to students that inspires both this compassion for others and this pull to fight for social justice in whatever way that means to you. So know that coming to Loyola means that you are going to get a very liberal arts-minded education, a very social justice-minded education, with the goal of really helping you have a commitment to excellence for yourself and for those around you, and really graduate with this sense of wanting to better the world. Our population is just about 17,000 students, with just over 12,000 of that being undergraduates. So that's really the population that you all will be spending your time with. We've got students coming from about all 50 states, about 120 different countries. So we have a very diverse population, and that's something that we really pride ourselves on. We want everyone to feel like they can find a home here at Loyola. A lot of those efforts reside with our SDMA office. That's the Student Diversity and Multicultural Affairs office. They have lots of great programs and ways for students to find comfort and find community with others here on campus. And we also have our Hall of Faiths up by our campus ministry office, because we really do pride ourselves on being a home to all faiths. And up in that Hall of Faiths, you'll find meeting space for our Agape Protestant student ministry. You'll find a Pruser prayer room for our Hindu students. the largest student-run mosque in the state of Illinois, and also a Jewish Hillel. So know that whatever your background is, you are very welcome here at Loyola, and we really want you to come in with the mindset that this is a comfortable space for you to explore your identity, explore yourself, and take into perspective the other folks that are coming from very diverse backgrounds that you'll have an opportunity to get to interact with. We have 80 different majors here, as well as 80 different minors. We are direct admit, which I'll go into a little bit on our next slide here. And we have 2 campuses. The one that you're looking at in this picture right now is our main campus, the Lakeshore campus. Like I said, kind of tucked up away from the city on the north side. But we also have a campus in downtown Chicago. So for you as a student, that kind of means you get the best of the both worlds. You do get the quiet respite of a very traditional feeling college campus on the north side, but the downtown campus is right next to the water tower, about 2 miles away from the Magnificent Mile, which is a very iconic 1-mile shopping district in downtown Chicago. If you know where the Hancock Tower is, we're right around there. And that really means that you get to experience the hustle and bustle and the urban vibe that you would expect when you're coming to school in such a big city. Another thing that really contributes to is the opportunity for internships. Here at Loyola, we are very, very honed in on providing experiential opportunities for our students. Every student that comes through Loyola will take what's called an engaged learning course. That could be for a nursing student, it could be a clinical, for an environmental science student, that could be research. For a business or communications student who spends most of their time downtown, that could be an internship a few blocks away from their classroom. It makes it a really easy, accessible thing to do. And it's very common for students to have internships while being full-time students, holding research positions, and also holding ongoing service positions as well. We have 2 really great support centers that assist students in doing those. First, our Experiential Learning Center is fully focused on providing those opportunities to students. They have connection both in the city, about hundreds and hundreds of different organizations, companies, Fortune 500, global trade and investment organizations that they are connected to. But beyond that, we have connections all over the United States and all over the world. And you have that lifetime support through our Career Development Center to come back to Loyola anytime that you need advice to make sure that you are really finding success after graduation. Last thing I'll talk about on this page is our 150 or so different study abroad programs. We actually have 2 international campuses at Loyola, one in Rome and one in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. So those are very popular locations to go to. We actually have a program where freshmen can start their time as a Loyola student on our Rome campus and study abroad there for a full year before matriculating back to Chicago. But beyond that, we have locations all over the world. And study abroad, again, is that idea of experiential opportunities and really getting out and exploring the world. So that's something that about 1 in 3 of our students will take advantage of. It's a very popular thing to do. Now, I mentioned that we are direct admit here at Loyola, and on the left-hand side here, you will see all 8 of our colleges. You'll be admitted right into one of those colleges when you apply to Loyola, but know that it's really quite easy to move between the majors and colleges here at Loyola. A lot of students will change their majors, so I think that that's a welcome time for you to really explore what you're interested in. That's something we really encourage in students. I'm obviously out of practice because I'm going to go over here a little bit, but I'll just mention that our application is free and it's online. You can apply through the Common app, the Coalition app, or right on our website. So feel free to reach out to myself or reach out right to the undergraduate admissions office if you have any questions or if you'd like to get to know us a little bit more. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sarah. Appreciate it. We'll go a little bit north from Chicago now to Milwaukee and hear from the Milwaukee School of Art and Design. Sarah.
Heck yeah. Thank you so much, Julie. I'm Sarah Sutterfield. I'm a senior admissions counselor at the Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design. I am going to drop some links in the chat and get my presentation going here. So 2 things that you need to know about me, and can we just confirm that everyone is viewing this appropriately? Can I get a audio verbal cue, Julie? You can see this okay?
I sure can.
Thank you. So 2 things you need to know about me is that I'm an alumni from MIAD and that I also was born and raised in Lawrence, Kansas. So big Rock Chalk Jayhawk fan. So I'm really happy to be presenting today to the Plains. my heart, kind of fills up in a way when I'm talking to people from my home state or my home region, even though people in Milwaukee are always like, we're part of the Midwest. I'm always like, it's a little more north. So a little bit about MIAD. So MIAD is a specialized ACAD school. So an ACAD is a consortium of 42 accredited nonprofit art and design schools. You probably know some other names when you're thinking of the typical art school. We are located in downtown Milwaukee, Wisconsin, in the 3rd Ward, which is the Historic Arts District. We've also been around since 1920, though under a different name. Our predecessor was the Layton School of Art. That's why if you go to the Milwaukee Art Museum and you see Layton School of Art everywhere, that is all of our alumni and the predecessor of who MIAD is. So we have 5 Bachelor of Fine Arts programs. We don't have a master's program, which I think honestly makes our community a little stronger, that the faculty are really honed in on the undergraduate experience. And our majors are illustration, communication design, product design, interior architecture and design, and then new studio practice, which is enveloping fine arts as an interdisciplinary practice. We're a pretty small school, about 930 students total. We are growing, and 2/3 of your curriculum is that studio art. So you will be in your major of study, getting to know, and practice tools throughout the building, using facilities. And then 1/3 of your curriculum is liberal arts. So that's art, history, writing, humanities, and natural sciences. If a small school isn't your jam, that's totally cool. But if you're interested in the specialized learning that art school has to offer, mine might be it. And we also have a cross-curriculum program with Marquette, who is a big university about a mile away from us. And we kind of, share some curriculum here and there. You also have opportunities to study abroad or to study at a different ACAD school, which could be really cool for a semester or a year if you're trying to specialize or get into another area, or if you're trying to just see another part of the country and decide post-graduation where you want to be. Internships and careers are second to none when it comes to the students who are interested in MIAD. They know that when they're choosing MIAD, they will be invested into an internship, maybe 2 or 3, while they're students. I myself had 2. And then, preparing them for a career post-grad, whether that be going right into a master's degree or going right into a field of study, like working for a design firm, architecture firm, which our community of the 3rd Ward has a ton for the designers in the area. Across the street from MIAD are the 252 residence halls. They are apartments. Here we kind of are more casual about it, and we call them dorms, but they're 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartments with a full kitchen and living room. You do have roommates, but honestly, it's a great experience to kind of build that community as you're going to be with these people for 4 years, and just like building those relationships early on. You will receive a personal studio as part of your time at MIAD, sometimes beginning sophomore year, sometimes junior year. And then our professional facilities are awesome. So we have a 10,000 square foot wood shop, sculpture lab, 3D printing, green screen, any kind of tool that you can think of to create and be like in the mix of making. MIAD has your back. So how to apply, right? So our application is free, and we require 3 things. 2 of those 3 things are what's going to get you a merit scholarship. Every student who's admitted into MIAD receives a merit-based scholarship, and that is based on your high school GPA and your portfolio. Now, for me, when I was in high school, that was the big thing. Portfolio was kind of like the scary word. If you need help with that, if you are a junior that's going to be a senior, you can email me now. Like, let's start the conversation. Let's get you kind of on a right track with like how you are wanting to kind of have your portfolio be. It's not like a one and done. A portfolio is something that grows throughout time and shouldn't even stop after you apply to college. So if you're needing help with that, let me know. Transcripts are easy to request from your high school counselor, and then the application itself is really easy to get through. Everything that's optional is right there: ACT, SAT, AP is great, but we don't expect everyone to come in with that. Letters of rec and personal essay is all up to you. What really matters is like the connection that you and I are building, and that I know your goals when you're coming into MIAD, whether you're wanting to study something or if you want to meet this artist or have a connection with this alumni. And ignore all the dates on the left. It's a little bit of an outdated presentation. Our deadline did just pass, but if you are a senior who is like, this sounds really good, had no idea you guys existed or something, feel free to shoot me an email. And here's just all my contact information. So really look forward to touching base with everybody, and feel free to reach out. Thanks.
Thank you, Sarah. Our next presenter is from Maryville University.
Good afternoon. Get presentation up. Is the presentation being shared?
Sure is, Jim. You're good to go.
Awesome, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jim Winslow. I'm the assistant director here at Maryville University. I got a couple quick videos, so I'm gonna talk really fast because it's some good content. When you're looking at our enrollment, 11,000, a lot of that is online. Where you're looking at our undergrad population, 2,900. We have students all over the country, all 50 states, as well as 58 different countries for our online programs, 22 NCAA Division II programs, 90+ academic programs. I'll highlight some of those in a little bit. So you're looking at our top academic program. We have direct entry nursing. So you come straight in, you apply your senior year of high school, get directly into that nursing program, 4 years BSN. Same thing with our physical therapy program. It's a freshman direct entry, 6.5-year doctoral program. So you're saving about 1.5 years, 2 years. Direct entry occupational therapy, direct entry speech language pathology, amazing cybersecurity. We have a sports business management program that's partnered with Rawlings, which is pretty amazing. And then a lot of things in the computer science realm that we've been developing: artificial intelligence, user experience, data science, software development, and blockchain. So tons of options with our academic programs. So what is the active learning ecosystem? Well, let's go to the video.
Is this how you experience a classroom? Uniform rows in rows of desks, a single teacher in the front, you listening and taking notes, more observing than doing. At Maryville University, students learn differently. Here, students are at the center of learning, and every space offers a place to learn. It is active, personal, and supported by the latest technology. Our active learning ecosystem is revolutionizing higher education by focusing on student engagement, doing, making, and interacting with each other and the environment around them. Students actively participate in their learning process. Our life coaches use learning diagnostics to develop a personalized profile for every student, enabling faculty to shape individual approaches to learning. As part of our Digital World program, all on-campus traditional undergraduates receive a free iPad. The device is the delivery system, not only for coursework and materials, but the tool also enables new ways for students to access and capture information, to collaborate, to create, and demonstrate understanding. Faculty integrate the latest technology in state-of-the-art learning spaces like our Cyber Fusion Center, as well as in the field, using tools like specialized apps, virtual reality, and flying drones to bring memorable learning outside the classroom. Equally challenged and supported, students experience curriculum inspired by their future professions and life aspirations. With our revolutionary approach, it's no surprise 97% of Maryville graduates obtain a job in their chosen field within 6 months of graduation. And education at Maryville University results in students prepared with the experience and perspective needed to make an impact wherever their dreams take them.
Awesome, a lot of great information in there. My next quick video will explain our life coach model.
At most universities, students arrive on campus and are expected to just figure it out. At Maryville University, we take a different approach, starting with our life coaching program. Well before our students arrive on campus, Maryville's life coaches are there to ease their transition into the Maryville community. Our life coaches provide one-on-one advice and support to our students, acting as a resource, a guide, and a knowledgeable academic advisor and mentor. They use learning diagnostics to build profiles of each of their students, showing them how and why they learn the way they do. As our students get to know their life coach, they rarely hesitate to schedule a meeting or drop in to say hi. Our life coaches are approachable and accessible, ready to serve as a confidant when questions arise, and as a constant source of support, and they're always eager to celebrate student successes.
Most importantly, when our students are making their biggest professional and personal decisions, our life coaches are there to help. Our goal at Maryville is to challenge our students in class and then make everything outside the classroom as easy as possible. Our life coaches are committed to helping each Maryville Saint with their individualized student journey so they can become their best self. If you'd like to learn more about our life coaching program, schedule a tour of campus.
Kind of always has social media tags in there. So a lot of great information there. A couple other things I really want to highlight is that our career success rate is 10% higher than the national average. So it lets you know that our students are employed. And at the end of the day, that's what you want to know. You're making an investment into your future. And when you choose an institution, you want to know, how's that institution going to help best position me for my career? And I think these career success numbers speak for themselves. So we are test optional for almost the past decade. Maryville University does not require standardized testing. So that's always a huge plus. So we're going to take a fully holistic review when we're looking at your overall academic records, your letters of rec, your community involvement, your additional achievements. I tell all my students who compete for scholarships, I'd rather see a student with a 3.5 that's, part of a couple clubs and has a part-time job than just a 4.0 student who has nothing else. So we really encourage you to be a more well-rounded individual. And that's really what you're going to find here at Maryville. We do have a free application. We're also on the Common App, as well as the College and Coalition app. As you can see here, our tuition was frozen the past 5 years, and we actually just dropped tuition this past year, which I don't know many schools, let alone private institutions, that can drop tuition. And the best news about this, our president announced Maryville tuition undergraduate will never go up, ever. So that is pretty phenomenal with the stability that we're in when you're looking at cost for everything. And we don't charge any out-of-state fees.
Way to drop the mic, Jim. Excellent. So if there's anything else you need to share with the students, go ahead and drop that in the chat. And thank you so much. And now we'll pass it on to Kansas State.
Good afternoon, everybody. Okay, so we should be good to go. Good morning, everybody. My name is Kelsey Corgan, and I'm an admissions representative with Kansas State University. I work specifically with students in Northwestern and North Central Kansas, as well as the state of Nebraska. And I'm joined today with Devin Bratkiv. She's going to be running the chat. So if you have any questions, you can drop her anything and she'll chat back with you. She works with students in Southeast Kansas and Oklahoma. So we kind of have this Midwest territory. We're excited to be sharing just a little bit of information about K-State with you guys today. So if you've never heard of the university, this will be a really good introduction. If you're pretty familiar with K-State, hopefully you'll learn something new today. But like I said, feel free to drop any questions in the chat, and Devin's going to be answering those. First and foremost, K-State is a four-year public university located in Manhattan, Kansas. We are definitely a college town, so if that's something that you're looking for in your college experience, our campus and the surrounding community are really tightly connected, and you'll see purple almost everywhere you go. We have students from all 50 states, over 100 different countries that come to Manhattan and experience K-State and all that we have to offer. And we're actually the #1 choice for high school graduating seniors in the state of Kansas. So you'll probably know a couple of people attending K-State, but you'll also meet a lot of different people with different backgrounds while you're on campus as well. We are primarily a research university, so students have plenty of undergraduate research opportunities and faculty membership, mentorship opportunities as well. We really do emphasize hands-on learning throughout all of our different academic programs. Overall, K-State's just a great place to be. As you can tell by some of these Princeton review rankings, students really enjoy their experience on campus and continue to have pride in their university well beyond their years at K-State. It's kind of jumping more, talking about academics. We are made up of 9 academic colleges offering a variety of degree programs. We do have over 250 majors and programs, which is the largest offering in all of the Big 12. So we know that there's a lot of different options to choose from, but that just means that there's something here for everybody at K-State, whether it be in business, architecture, engineering, agriculture. Many of our programs are also ranked in the top of their fields, both regionally and nationally. So you know that you're getting a quality education in your time here. We do also have over 50 minors and a number of pre-professional programs. So you can really customize your academic experience. And that's what's really great about our pre-professional programs. Not only can they be paired with a major, but you also get dual advising. So you can make sure you're on track for all of those K-State requirements, but you also kind of have that advisor that's the mentor that's making sure you're getting all of those opportunities in and outside of the classroom to make you a competitive applicant after you graduate from K-State. Kind of looking at life as a Wildcat and what we kind of offer beyond the classroom. Not only are we involved within, but there's a lot of things around campus and in the Manhattan community as well as across the globe. Our students do have study abroad opportunities in over 85 countries, and that's a really great way to gain more global perspective during your time in college. However, if that's not your cup of tea, our students are also learning and leaving an impact on campus by getting involved in any of our 500 clubs and organizations. So whether you're interested in a Harry Potter club or skydiving club or anything in between, there's really something for you here at K-State. Kind of jumping in to take a second to talk about that application process. We are test optional for admission purposes. So for guaranteed admissions into the university, all you need is one of these 3 requirements. So a 3.25 GPA, cumulative, weighted or unweighted, a 21 or higher on your ACT, or a 1060 or higher on your SAT. You can apply either directly through our website, or we are on the Common App as well if you're looking to apply at a couple of different schools. We don't require any essays or letter of recommendations or anything like that. So our application is relatively quick and painless. So even if you don't meet these requirements, we still encourage students to apply. We do have a reconsideration process that we can get students admitted that way. So there is no separate application for our general university-wide scholarships. So if you're a current senior who's taken the ACT or SAT and you meet some of the requirements, you'll be considered as long as you apply before March 15th. So our application is still open for any seniors, but juniors, this is also just kind of something to keep on your radar. Like I said, we will need both an ACT and SAT on file to consider you for these scholarships. However, we are accepting those through April 30th of this year. So you kind of have a little bit of time if you want to get in that last second test. But this year, due to COVID-19, we were able to offer test optional scholarships for students with a separate application where we looked deeper into their extracurricular activities, leadership, job experience, and all of that for the consideration. We're unsure what that will look like for this coming year for our juniors, but we'll keep you guys updated on what that test optional looks like. We also have the K-State Scholarship Network, or you'll hear it called the KSN, which essentially is the other miscellaneous scholarships that we have around campus through your academic department or our foundation, anything like that. And you'll provide a little bit more information about yourself on an application, and that's when you can fill that out after you've been admitted. So that sums up a bulk of the general information about K-State. And I know you guys are learning a lot today from a lot of different universities. So I encourage you to get connected with your admissions representative. So based on where you live, you have your own. So if you follow this link on the screen, you can get connected with them. We are offering both virtual and on-campus visits for students. So if you guys want to come out this spring, we do have those available as well. Thank you guys so much for your time, and go Cats.
Thanks, Kelsey. And our last presenter this afternoon is from Deakin University. Hey, Tori, you're muted.
Well, that won't work, will it? There's always someone, and today it's me. Good day, everyone. My name's Tori Ellenberger. I work for Deakin University. Deakin is actually based in Melbourne, Australia. I am not, though, currently. I have been for many years and recently came back. I'm now based in North Carolina, so much easier to get a hold of me on a similar time zone. So let me tell you a bit about Deakin University. When we think of Australia, typically the things that come to mind are the beautiful nature and wildlife, friendly locals, perhaps even Vegemite and the beautiful scenery. But often, I know certainly I didn't when I was looking at my college choices, my university choices. Often it's over, not always in the front of mind when we're thinking about university. But more than just those koalas and kangaroos, Australia is home to some of the world's best universities, and Deakin is one of those universities. As I said, Deakin is located in Melbourne. In fact, we have 3 different campuses in 3 different cities, and then we have a cloud campus. But if you look at the map here of Australia, often people aren't as familiar with the geography. So I just take a couple minutes to walk you through where in Australia we are and some of the highlights about the Australian culture and population. So it's similar to the US in size, in terms of land size. The population is much smaller, so around 25 million people in all of Australia. And then if you look here at the pink state, that is the state of Victoria, where we are based. So if you look, you would notice that all 3 of our campuses, physical campuses, are located close to the coast, and that's no different to what happens with much of the population in Australia, right around the coastal areas. So most people are around an hour from the beach at max, and that will be around 90% of the population. So back to Melbourne, back to Victoria. So you can see here on the map these locations of our campuses, and then a bit about Melbourne. Most importantly, it's not Melbourne, it's Melbourne. And here are some of the most iconic highlights about Melbourne. You can turn the corner and be walking down a laneway and see beautiful street art, or some of the world's most iconic beaches. And certainly sport, let's not forget about sport. So home to some of the greatest sporting events, including the Open that just closed. So Deakin is located, our main campus is located about 20-25 minutes from the Melbourne CBD. So you've got great access to the city, but then a short tram ride or car ride back out to campus, where you'll be in a suburban, more, I guess, green environment. Deakin was established in the 1970s, and when we were founded as a distance learning university. So have really good experience in terms of connecting students across many mediums throughout our history. Like I said, we are a comprehensive teaching and research university. So we offer both undergraduate, postgraduate, and doctorate degrees. And we are known as Australia's Digital Academy. So like I said, we started off as one of the first distance education providers. And as technology has grown, so has Deakin. So 2 of the things that we're very best known for are our student satisfaction and our technological enhancements. I'll tell you a bit about more on the next slide, but I also wanted to call attention to the fact that we have a very diverse student population. Across all of our campuses, both physical and in the cloud, we have around 65,000 students, and of that, 16,000 are international students. Students and digital. So we've had the highest level of student satisfaction among Victorian universities for the past 9 years plus. And we've had these bespoke digital enhancements that really add to the student experience. I encourage you to Google these when you have some time. Look up Deakin Genie. It's essentially an in-house smart app that's a personalized assistant for your experience at Deakin. You can talk to it like you would Siri and get the information you need. Anything from where's the parking spot to when's my next accounting exam and can you pull up my notes to study. Oh, and can you book me a hot desk in the library so that I have a space? Very, very much integrated in terms of student experience, technological enhancements that lend kindly to the student experience that we're trying to achieve. As I said, we're one of the world's best ranked universities according to the international subject rankings. Here are some of our strongest areas. Exercise and sports science. Deakin is always in the top 3 for exercise and sports science. And it's really nice because we are located so close to Melbourne. A lot of our students will get internships with the Australian Open, for example, or Australian cricket or Australian golf. So it's a really rich experience where we're integrating education with experiential opportunities. You can see where we're ranking in the top 250 in the world in our subject areas, but again, sport, education, psychology, nursing are some of our top study areas. We accept the SAT or ACT for entry along with GPA, and we have 3 intakes, so it's a bit more flexible. My time's running up, but we have a start date in March, July, and November. So feel free, I'll pop my details into the chat. Feel free to reach out if you'd like to learn more about studying down under. Thank you.
Thank you, Tori. And I'm going to ask all of our panelists to turn on their cameras. We're going to do a quick round robin with the time we have left to have them help you a little bit as you go through this college search. So let's start here and we'll go in the same order in which you presented. What advice would you give someone going through this college search process? Being mindful, these are juniors who are probably just starting for the most part. So Jason, you want to kick us off?
Yeah, so my advice, it's something I tell every potential student. No matter where you're looking to go to school, probably the best thing you can do is take some sort of tour, whether it's right now. I know some schools like us, we're only offering them virtually. Whatever you can do to try to see a campus environment does have a lot to do with how much you enjoy your time in college, as well as that can impact how well you do. So make sure you're actually seeing the facilities, because no amount of research on what we offer is going to give you as much information as actually seeing it.
Outstanding. Sarah Loyola.
Okay, well, Jason took my answer because that is like also, I think, the number one thing that you should do. But beyond that, kind of jumping off that same point is to also attend other events that these schools are offering. There are many different ways to connect with current students, with faculty from certain programs, speaking more directly to individual admission counselors. Take advantage of all of those visit opportunities, because that'll only help you build your perspective of each university that you're considering and really help you figure out if it's the right fit.
Great point, Sarah. I think what I would say is I would reach out to your individual admissions counselor, figure out who that person would be at the college that you're interested in, start forging that connection now. I think spring semester, your junior year going into summer, is really essential for you to really pare down what schools you're really looking to apply to. So, start that spreadsheet early, knowing what is required for each school, get prepared this summer, maybe even dive into a pre-college course. I know, especially for art school, it's like, it's either going to be your jam or it's not. So, if, take advantage of a pre-college course, whether online or in person, which mine is offering both this summer, and just get in touch with your admissions advisor.
Everyone's kind of stealing all the good points. I guess I'll kind of piggyback off of those things. My biggest thing, as everyone's saying, I would echo, read your emails. Have a separate email set up for just your colleges, because like Sarah just said, find out who your admissions counselor is. A lot of times they sent you a couple dozen of emails and you have no idea. But outside of that, I would also say give yourself options. Over the past 5 years, I've noticed a trend in students applying later to colleges and to fewer colleges. And you're doing yourself a huge disservice. Obviously, I want everyone to come to Maryville, but I understand that's not the case. So what you need to do is that you need to put yourself in a position to gather all the facts and figures and say, hey, Jim said Maryville's great, but how do you know Maryville's great unless you go to visit K-State and you compare it to K-State? Or, you go look at Loyola and you get on these campuses and you really compare and contrast what these schools have to offer. And the last little nugget, don't let athletics influence your decision. I have kids who, I want to go to Alabama. Nick Saban does not care about your geography class, and that will not help you.
My biggest piece of advice for students during their college search process is to ask a lot of questions. There's no such thing as a silly question, and it's our jobs as admissions representatives and counselors to make sure that you have all of the information. So even if you think it's a silly question, reach out to your admissions representative, because they can answer those questions, or even get you in contact with people around campus that can help you answer those questions and build those connections early on. That way, when you come to campus, you kind of have a familiar face, or you feel confident that you know all the information you need to.
And I'd say don't restrict yourself geographically. It might seem obvious, but when you're starting to do your research, look at your options. Often people think, I could never afford studying overseas, when in fact it's actually sometimes cheaper to study overseas in a safe, friendly, welcoming environment where you can get your degree done in 3 years as opposed to 4, oftentimes. So I'd say, please don't limit yourselves. Even if you just want to go for a quick study abroad, it will open opportunities and open the world to you for your future.
Well, thank you so much, all of you. I learned new things about all of your schools today, and I'm sure that our attendees learned all sorts of great things as they go into this search process. As we wind up today, I just want to share one more thing. There will be a quick survey, a 4-question survey when you click out of this session. So please take that survey so that we can continue to improve these programs for future students. There are more sessions today. There's 2 more sets. And like I said at the beginning, there will be another college fair in April. So if you are colleged out today, know that there's another option down the road, as well as you can go back and review this recording by going to the same website that you registered on. So thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us today, and best of luck with your college search. Thanks so much.
Bye all.